What is up everyone, it's Gunplacollection here, and today I'm doing a review on the Gundam Kimaris Vidar. Now this is a clear kit that was only sold at the 57th All Japan Model and Hobby Show in Tokyo International Exhibition Center. Now this kit, along with other exclusive kits, were sold between September 29th and October 1st. Now this is a pretty nice exclusive Iron-Blooded Orphans kit. It's one of the many kits that are actually clear and not that milky clear color that you saw with the Barbados and the other Barbados kits that they released. Now this one I actually really like because of the color separation, of course. As you can see, the color separation are those yellow parts on the skirt, the legs. You can see there's some yellow on the head. Other than that, the purple is actually two different shades. Now if you look at, let's see, as it turns around, if you look at the shield here with the feet, you'll see that it's a darker purple, and then if you look at the overall arms and most of the shoulders, it's more of like a lighter purple color. Now I did use some stickers, I didn't use all of them. I just didn't think that all the stickers would actually look good on a clear kit, so the only stickers I used were on the head basically, so the eyes and that little middle part where that horn is, and basically the Gallahorn, oh wait no, not Gallahorn, but that crest on the two shields there. Other than that, the whole sticker sheet is still pretty much the same, like nothing was touched. I didn't put the yellow on that front skirt, so I just left it as it is. Other than that, let's go ahead and get into articulation here. So the head articulation, you can move it up and down, side to side. It does tend to do this like a neck stretch. You can turn it 360 as well. And if you look at the head as well, you'll notice that it's that clear milky part that I was talking about for the V-fin and like the head part as well. It is actually one of the few milky parts that there are on this kit. Arm wise, you have the shoulder part that moves up and down. You have the arm movement that moves up if you move that elbow. The shoulder up there. You have the ball joint that moves up as well and turns 360, as well as a 360 twist here. Single, I believe, yes, so single jointed, so this is as much as it gets. And ball joint where you can turn like so, wiggle like so. Arm wise, you have the shoulder part that moves up and down. You have the arm movement that moves up if you move that elbow. The shoulder up there. You have the ball joint that moves up as well and turns 360, as well as a 360 twist here. Single, I believe, yes, so single jointed, so this is as much as it gets. And ball joint where you can turn like so, wiggle like so. Torso wise, you get the up and down movement as all the other Iron-Blooded Orphans kits, well, Gundam wise. You have a 360 turn as well front skirt, I split it in the center so both will move individually and they move up. Not much for the back skirt, you won't be able to move it. Side skirt wise, moves up like this and down like so, and you can turn it as well. So for the legs, let's move this up. Gets about that much of a kick, and back almost nowhere because the back skirt. Side, you can get it about that much before the side skirt starts hitting there. You can turn this a 360. And for the bend at the knee, so there's two joints here. As you can see, you get this much for the bend. But it's weird because you're supposed to be able to do more, but because of how bulky the thighs are, no, not thighs, the calves, you won't get much of a bend. Now, with the feet, you get the side-to-side movement, up and down movement. You get this little up and down movement for the feet as well, and you can turn it a 360. Now, as for these shield arms here, you can take them out like so. It looks pretty nice. It's on a peg here onto the back, so you can spin it a 360. These are basically double hinges, so you can move them as long as you want, or as short as you want. Right over here is a ball joint. You can actually turn it, but because it's a clear kit, I don't recommend turning this too often, or else it will break the clear part. And as for accessories, you have this giant lance here that the Kimaris Vidar uses. And it's nice because the part in here is actually a clear yellow. You got that clear black. And the next one is the sword that it uses. And it also gives you, you also get a set of holding hands. Well, actually just one to be exact, and this one is for the lance in a certain pose. That's pretty cool. And as you can see, it's like a little clear part here. That is the light purple. Alright, so this is one of the many poses for the Kimaris Vidar. And I have to say, it looks pretty magnificent in this pose. There is one more pose I will be putting it into in just a moment, but I just want to say, when putting this guy into the pose, the giant lance will basically cause some posability issues. It's kind of like the Barbados Lupus Rex with the giant mace. This one, because it's so much larger and so much heavier, that it is going to weigh down the arm by a lot. Now, luckily, the inner frame is like a metallic silver coating, so it actually helps with the joints. It doesn't help too much, but it still works. As for the blade, putting it in that holding hand, it's not like a perfect fit, so it's going to slide all the way down in this position, and not to mention that it will wobble from side to side due to the handle being a little too skinny for the hand. Other than that, with the arms for the shield, it was a little tricky getting it to get into that pose itself due to the fact that the hinges, they were actually very tight. Now, because of that, you have to be very, very careful when trying to pose this guy, because if you don't, it will eventually snap. Now, that happened to my clear Delta Plus, where the handle of the rifle snapped when I was trying to adjust it to put it in the hand itself. Other than that, there wasn't really much issues with this. I really liked the way it looks right now. Maybe the minor issue, or might be a major issue in the future, would be the chest area where it wiggles up and down. I'm sorry, forward and backwards. That's the area that actually comes loose because of how heavy the backpack is. Now, that can actually be fixed with like painting or putting nail varnish on the interior of it, but because I already completed the kit, I didn't want to kind of open it back up and take it apart and then apply that, wait for it to dry and put it back on. But other than that, I'm just going to put it in one more pose, and that will be all for this review. Alrighty guys, so this is the last pose, and I did use all of the accessories that it came with other than the extra holding arm. Now, one thing I did forget to mention during the accessories was this like a screwdriver from the knee. Now, that is quite interesting since it is the first kit that I've seen, or the first Gundam, as a matter of fact, that actually has like a screwdriver, like screw bit for like a weapon. It is quite interesting, but from what I was able to read about that weapon is that if the enemy dodges that lance, the knee is the second attack that comes into play, which will pretty much do some heavy damage on the mobile suit itself. Now, other than that, this look is pretty fun. Does look pretty nice. It's just that it's kind of difficult to pull off due to the fact that the lance is so heavy. Now, you have to kind of do some adjusting with the shield arms itself, but other than that, the end result just looks absolutely amazing. Now, I'm pretty sure I'm just going to keep the pose like this as of now. I'm not sure whether or not if I will be changing the pose on this guy, but I absolutely love the way it looks. I'm hoping that it does stay like this. Alrighty, so other than that, this has been another review on an exclusive kit. Alright, so other than that, I will see you guys next time. Happy building, guys. Bye-bye. Alright, so I just want to add in a little thing that I found on Instagram while I was scrolling around. So I found this picture, and it is absolutely hilarious. Now, it's a mother saying, I could have sworn I heard my son say trans amu. And you see on the other side of the picture, the son literally coming down from like, as if he jumped over the wall with the Trans Am shadow. Now that is absolutely funny. I love this picture a lot. Now, credits go to whoever created this amazing picture because it is absolutely hilarious.